Did you know tart cherries can calm spinal inflammation better than aspirin in some cases? Or that eating just a handful of prunes each day can literally thicken your bones? These aren't old wives' tales. These are results backed by clinical research. And yet, most people struggling with back pain have never heard of them. Back pain affects over 540 million people worldwide, and for seniors, it's one of the leading reasons for lost mobility and independence. But what if the secret to a stronger, more flexible spine isn't found in painkillers, but right on your plate? In this video, we're diving into 9 overlooked foods, backed by science, that target spinal inflammation, protect your discs, and rebuild bone strength. Some of these are so powerful, they've been shown to reduce bone loss by up to 90% in lab studies. And if natural solutions for aging strong matter to you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel right now so you never miss the latest tips on staying healthy, independent, and pain-free. Now let's jump into the first food, one that tastes delicious and might actually calm spinal inflammation better than medication. Number 1. Tart cherries. When it comes to back pain, most people instantly think of painkillers like aspirin or ibuprofen. But here's the shocker. Tart cherries contain compounds that can outperform aspirin in reducing spinal inflammation without the dangerous side effects. The secret lies in a rare compound called cyanidin 3-O-glucosyl rutinoside. Don't worry about the complicated name. What matters is what it does. Studies have shown that this anthocyanin can reduce inflammatory markers by up to 45%. And here's the fascinating part. These compounds actually accumulate inside spinal tissues, creating a targeted anti-inflammatory effect. That's something over-the-counter pain medications simply can't achieve. Now imagine this. Instead of temporarily masking pain, tart cherries could calm inflammation right where it starts, in your spine. This means less morning stiffness, fewer painful flare-ups, and possibly even better sleep, since back pain is a leading cause of restless nights. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that people who drank tart cherry juice daily reported less pain and improved mobility compared to a placebo group. That's real, measurable relief without relying on pills. But here's the kicker. Cherries don't work in isolation. When combined with other anti-inflammatory foods, their effects multiply. And the next food on our list, spirulina, the blue-green algae, takes spine support to a whole new level by strengthening bones at their very core. Now, if tart cherries target inflammation inside your spine, number 2 spirulina works on the structure itself. This tiny blue-green algae might not look impressive, but what it does for your bones and vertebrae is nothing short of remarkable. Spirulina contains a powerful trio: chromium, phycocyanin, and bioavailable calcium. Together, they've been shown to improve bone strength and stiffness more effectively than some conventional treatments. Here's the fascinating twist. Spirulina doesn't just pump more calcium into your bones. In fact, studies show it can actually lower serum calcium and phosphate levels, a paradox that sounds bad at first. But what it really does is make your body use minerals more efficiently, leading to stronger, better mineralized bones. Imagine not just stacking bricks, but fusing them together with the perfect cement. That's what spirulina helps your spine do. And here's another gem. Spirulina naturally boosts levels of 25-hydroxy vitamin D, the form your body actually uses. Most people over 50 struggle with vitamin D deficiency, and without enough vitamin D, calcium just floats around uselessly. Spirulina helps unlock that chain, ensuring your spine gets the minerals it needs. Now you're probably wondering, how do you even eat spirulina? The easiest way is a powder mixed into smoothies or juices. Just 1 teaspoon daily can deliver these bone-strengthening effects. Some people even take spirulina tablets if the taste isn't for them. And if you thought algae was unusual, wait until you hear about the next food. It comes from something you'd normally throw away after breakfast, yet it contains rare collagens found nowhere else in nature. That's right, we're talking about the surprising power of number 3 eggshell membrane. Most people crack open an egg, toss away the shell, and never think twice. But hidden just beneath that brittle shell is a thin, almost invisible layer, the eggshell membrane, and it may be one of the most powerful spine-healing foods on Earth. Why? Because it contains collagen types 5 and 10, two rare collagens found almost nowhere else in nature. And here's the exciting part. These specific collagens are directly involved in bone calcification and cartilage formation, two critical processes that keep your vertebrae strong and your spinal discs flexible. But that's not all. Eggshell membrane also delivers a natural blend of glucosamine, chondroitin sulfate, and hyaluronic acid. If those sound familiar, it's because they're the exact same compounds found in expensive joint supplements. But in eggshell membrane, they're present in a bioavailable matrix that your body can absorb more efficiently than synthetic pills. In one clinical study, participants who took a daily eggshell membrane supplement experienced reduced joint stiffness in just 7 days and significant improvements in pain after 30 days. Now imagine those same compounds supporting the tiny joints in your spine every day. So, how do you actually get it? While you could technically peel the thin membrane from boiled eggs, most people choose eggshell membrane supplements, which are carefully purified. These supplements are becoming more popular because they're natural and safe, with no known serious side effects. And if eggshells surprise you, wait until you hear about the next food. It's not something you eat directly, it's something that transforms your gut bacteria, and new science shows your gut health may actually control the health of your spine. Let's talk about number 4 fermented foods. Here's a breakthrough most people never see coming. The health of your gut bacteria may directly control the health of your spine. This is what scientists now call the gut-spine axis, and fermented foods are at the center of it. When you eat foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir, or even simple pickles, you're not just enjoying tangy flavors, you're feeding your body life bacteria that reshape your microbiome. And why does that matter for back pain? Because certain strains of bacteria, like Lactoplantobacillus plantarum, produce metabolites that improve calcium absorption and bone matrix formation. In simple terms, they make sure the minerals from your diet actually get into your bones and vertebrae rather than being wasted. A fascinating study published in Frontiers in Nutrition found that people who consumed fermented vegetables daily showed increased bone density and reduced markers of inflammation. This means your spine literally benefits when your gut bacteria are well fed. Think of it this way, your gut bacteria are like tiny workers. If you give them the right tools, fermented foods, they'll build stronger bones and cartilage for you. If you don't, those workers get lazy and your spine pays the price. The best part? Adding fermented foods is simple. A spoonful of sauerkraut as a side dish, a glass of kefir instead of milk, or even a small serving of miso soup can be enough to shift your gut balance. And these shifts can ripple out to your spine, joints, and overall energy. Do you already eat fermented foods like yogurt, kimchi, or sauerkraut? If so, drop your favorite one in the comments. Let's see which fermented food is the most popular in this community. But don't get too comfortable, because the next food takes us from the gut right into the joints themselves. It's a warm, ancient remedy that your grandmother probably swore by, and modern science is now proving she was right. Yes, I'm talking about number 5, bone broth. Bone broth has been around for centuries. Your grandmother probably swore by it for strength and healing. But what she couldn't explain, modern science now confirms. Bone broth contains compounds that are uniquely designed to support your spine. The real heroes here are glycosaminoglycans, often called GAGs. These include hyaluronic acid, chondroitin, and glucosamine, the very same substances sold in joint support supplements. But here's the difference. In slow-simmered bone broth, they're released in their most bioactive, natural form. Why is that important? Your spinal discs act like little shock absorbers between your vertebrae. Over time, they can dry out and lose flexibility, leading to stiffness and pain. GAGs and bone broth help maintain the moisture, elasticity, and cushioning of those discs, while also boosting synovial fluid, the lubricant that keeps your spinal joints moving smoothly. One report from the Canadian Digestive Health Foundation even noted that bone broth is rich in amino acids like glycine and proline, which are crucial for collagen repair and reducing inflammation. Together, these compounds create the perfect recipe for spinal rejuvenation. And the best part? It's simple to make. All you need are leftover chicken, beef, or even fish bones, simmered slowly for 12 to 24 hours. Add vinegar to help release the minerals, and toss in vegetables for extra nutrients. The result is a warm, comforting broth that nourishes your spine with every sip. Have you ever made your own bone broth at home, or do you prefer buying it ready-made? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to see which team you're on. The next food is the ancient remedy that modern science is finally catching up with. Number 6. Turmeric combined with black pepper. Turmeric has been used in traditional medicine for thousands of years, but here's what most people don't realize. On its own, turmeric's star compound, curcumin, has poor absorption in the body. That's why sprinkling turmeric into your food doesn't always deliver the benefits you'd hope for. But when you combine turmeric with black pepper, something extraordinary happens. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, and when curcumin and piperine join forces, curcumin's absorption skyrockets by up to 2,000%. Why does this matter for your spine? Curcumin targets inflammation through a pathway known as NF-kappa B, one of the main drivers of chronic pain and spinal degeneration. By shutting down this pathway, curcumin acts almost like a natural anti-inflammatory drug, but without the dangerous side effects of long-term medication use. And here's the part that makes scientists excited. Curcumin doesn't just block inflammation, it actually promotes bone formation. In animal studies, curcumin increased femur size and fracture resistance, meaning stronger, tougher bones. That's exactly what you want for vertebrae that need to carry you through the decades. So how do you take it? The easiest way is golden milk, warm milk, dairy or plant-based, blended with turmeric, black pepper, and maybe a touch of honey. You can also add turmeric and pepper to soups, stir-fries, or even smoothies. The key is pairing them together to unlock curcumin's full power. Number 7. Pomegranate. Few fruits are as striking as a pomegranate. Bright red, filled with jewel-like seeds. But inside those seeds lies a treasure trove of compounds that can work wonders for your spine. Pomegranates are packed with punicalagin and ellagic acid, two polyphenols that specifically block inflammatory pathways tied to spinal pain. Here's where it gets really interesting. These compounds interact with TVRP1 channels, the same channels responsible for transmitting pain signals. In other words, pomegranate doesn't just reduce general inflammation, it helps calm the very nerves that send pain messages from your spine, and the benefits go even deeper. These compounds build up in spinal tissues, creating a sustained anti-inflammatory effect that lasts long after you've eaten them. One study in phytotherapy research found that pomegranate extract significantly reduced markers of oxidative stress and improved joint mobility in people with chronic pain. Think about it. While many fruits support general health, pomegranates have been scientifically shown to target pain pathways linked to the spine. That makes them a natural, safe alternative to painkillers for many people. Adding them to your diet is easy. You can eat the seeds fresh, sprinkle them over salads, or blend them into smoothies. And if peeling a pomegranate feels like a hassle, pomegranate juice without added sugar is another excellent option. Do you prefer eating whole pomegranate seeds, or do you go straight for the juice? Drop your choice in the comments. I'm curious which side wins out. Get ready for the spine-protecting power of number 8, sea vegetables. When most people think about foods for strong bones, they picture dairy, leafy greens, or maybe nuts. But the ocean hides one of the most powerful spinal protectors on the planet: sea vegetables like kelp, wakame, and kombu. The key compound here is fucoidan, a sulfated polysaccharide unique to brown seaweeds. Research shows fucoidan can reduce spinal inflammation by up to 70 to 90%. That's not just impressive, that's game-changing for anyone battling chronic back pain. Here's how it works. Fucoidan blocks p-selectin, a molecule that normally acts like a homing signal for inflammatory cells. By turning off this signal, fucoidan prevents immune cells from swarming into spinal tissues. The result: less inflammation, less pain, and better protection for your spinal discs. Even more exciting, sea vegetables also come loaded with trace minerals like iodine, magnesium, and calcium, which all work synergistically to support strong vertebrae. In Japanese diets, where seaweed is consumed daily, rates of spinal degeneration are noticeably lower compared to Western populations. So, how do you add sea vegetables to your diet? It's easier than you think. You can sprinkle dried seaweed flakes on soups or salads, enjoy miso soup with wakame, or even snack on roasted seaweed sheets. Just be mindful of sodium levels. Like everything, moderation is key. Have you ever tried eating seaweed outside of sushi? If yes, what's your favorite way to enjoy it? Let me know in the comments. I'm always looking for new ideas. What if I told you the final food on our list is something far more familiar? It's sweet, it's easy to find, and you probably walked past it in the grocery store this week without realizing it could thicken your bones and protect your spine as you age. Multiple studies show it works in as little as a few weeks. Our last food reveal, the humble number 9, prune, might just be the simplest, most overlooked way to say goodbye to back pain. We've saved one of the most surprising foods for last: prunes. Yes, the humble dried plum that many people dismiss as just a digestion aid might be one of the most powerful spine protectors you can eat. Prunes are rich in boron, a trace mineral that helps regulate how your body uses calcium, vitamin D, and even estrogen. What makes boron incredible is its ability to extend the life of these nutrients and hormones in your body. That means stronger bones, tougher vertebrae, and better protection against fractures. In fact, clinical research has shown that eating just 3 to 6 prunes a day can increase bone density in as little as 3 months, especially in postmenopausal women. That's not just prevention, that's measurable improvement. Think of prunes as nature's insurance policy for your spine. Simple, affordable, and surprisingly effective. They're also packed with antioxidants and fiber, which further reduce inflammation and support gut health. 2 more bonuses for back pain sufferers. Do you already eat prunes regularly, or do you only think of them as a grandparent's food? Be honest, drop your answer in the comments. You might be surprised how many people are rediscovering prunes as a bone-strengthening powerhouse. So there you have it, 9 powerful foods, from tart cherries to spirulina, eggshell membrane to prunes, that can rebuild your spine, reduce inflammation, and help you say goodbye to back pain. If you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more natural health tips that keep you strong, active, and aging well. Don't miss what's coming next.